feel we've grieved the loss of children. Is that right?
We've gone through 3 IVF cycles and haven't had any come to fruition.
Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that emotion, because it's very important that we touch on this, because your spirit guides and your loved ones are bringing this forth. Because is it true you don't have children right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't know if this, okay, I need to know if this makes sense. Are you guys trying to move forward more? Like, are you needing answers? Thank you. Because here's what's happening. So, okay, sorry, that's just how I'm obviously way more eccentric and way more abstract than a lot of people, but I'm not here to tell you how your future holds. I am here to tell you some perspective, and you take that and you run with that. So what they were doing for me when I was going to the bathroom earlier was they were showing me an illustration. Now, please follow along, because anytime spirit gives me a download, it could be crazy, but it's great. So we have divine intervention. All right. We have on this line, we have boy. We have girl. So we say, this is your son, but I do think you want a daughter too. But this is going to be, we'll just say wife. Okay. So this is your son. This is the girl. This is another family over here. Another family. Okay. The person that your futuristic son or whatever, it's like I see son and then girl, so that could be fun. So in order for him to be born, spirit has to get this individual on track. And so what they have to do, they have to go and they have to do like, we have to meet the people, we have to get them together, they have to go through all their baloney and emotional stuff. We call this dating. And then we get them through, and then they like make love, and then they conceive. All of that has to happen at the same time that you do it, right around the same time. So that way, 2078, this girl is 38 or whatever, and this boy is 35. Numbers are way off, whatever, it doesn't matter. Then they get married at the same year. What I'm trying to tell you is you're ignoring the divine intervention when you're planning your own reproduction system, and they're trying to remind you that you're truly not in charge, and science can't either be, and that you need to continue to trust your intuition, and that things are being in control. And you need to remember it this way, because it's robbing you from the experience with God himself. Because it's like, why aren't you listening?
Right.
And what is this whole thing about? And so they're just trying to remind you that we can't control when we're born and we can't control when we die. And it's not about if or when, it's about just the journey and the process in this lifetime, trusting the process, whatever that may mean for you. All I can do is solidify the frequencies that you believe are true. And this instinct of feeling like it's like almost like I'm holding on to some deja vus or dreams or premonitions. Like you've seen it. You've seen yourself with children. You've seen yourself go through this experience, and this is what's keeping us hopeful. This is what's keeping us fighting. And I think that this moment is just to solidify your own personal spiritual connection. So that way, you know that all that is real life, and that it's something that could guide you in the directions that you need to go. But they keep showing me, do you guys have visions of having children? Like, do you see the 2 kids? Like, do you envision the 2 kids?
Yes.
Okay, how cool is real life, and that it's something that could guide you in the directions that you need to go. But they keep showing me that we're not looking at the right things when it comes to reproduction. So what does that mean? How interesting. You're probably not even going to have considered thinking of these things. But what they're showing me before we could enter this phase is this development and this realignment of growth. Because they're saying when we throw a child in the works, it completely changes the trajectory, can't even say the words we're trying to use, of the paths within the relationship. So therefore, we had to elevate him to get to a better understanding of how to handle his patience, his tolerance, his insides, his processing. We had to get him to a place. So you may have experienced in the last couple of years a growth of him.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what they're showing me, that you guys are looking at the wrong thing when it comes to reproduction. And that what we're doing is they're getting us on a spiritual growth so that way we can be able to handle what's coming our way. Because what we're not realizing or what we're not seeing are the obstacles that this child will give, that if we're not ready spiritually, mentally, physically, we're not able to be the parents we've always dreamt to be. So you may think that they're against you, not giving you what you want, but you're not ready. So it's, which we know that, but aren't you so annoyed by people saying it's all about time? Like, don't you hate that? They're saying that you guys hate that. And so it's a deeper understanding. So it's not even about time. It's about taking actions in other areas, but realizing that you've already done it because you're already doing it. It's becoming they're saying that you almost became less defensive surrounding emotions, or less defensive when it comes to frustrations or something. You're taking control of the way you react in certain circumstances, and that is a great thing to do. It's almost like you get to become the father that you want before you become the father. You understand that?
Somewhat, yep.
Because you were the lesson to the father that you had. You like there's you're working too hard for you to have a son that's a lesson to you. You need to be able to cherish and to enjoy a child. And so what I'm trying to remind you of is your personal development work, your spiritual searching, and the way that you're learning about yourself and changing the way that you want to become or turning into who you want to be. All of that is connected to receiving the love from a child, because they need you to really be at a stature that you can be the dad you want to be, because there's no point in giving you a child if you aren't who you need to be before that child comes to you.